Am I the asshole for wanting my BF to cook after he invited more people than planned? Am I the asshole for wanting my BF to cook after he invited more people than planned? My boyfriend and I were supposed to host a dinner for us and another couple we met on vacation. Tomorrow, I'm supposed to be in charge of the cooking. 2 days ago, before going to work, my boyfriend tells me that he forgot to tell me that he invited our neighbors and their 3 children. I was kinda annoyed he didn't ask me first, but whatever. I said okay. Next time, ask me if I'm okay with it first. After coming home from work the same day, he tells me that he invited 2 of his colleagues and that they'll come with their wives and kids. They have 1 kid each, so that'll make 2 more children. I got upset when he told me this because 1. He invited 6 more people without asking me first. Again. And 2. He told me that I needed to make a different dish for his colleagues' kids because they won't like what I'm planning to cook. I told my boyfriend that he needed to be the one cooking because I didn't want her anymore. He asks me why, as I initially agreed to cook. I said I initially agreed to cook for 4 people, not 15. I added that it'll be easier for him to cook for 15 people anyways because he has his whole afternoon free while I'd be working until 4 p.m. My boyfriend doesn't agree though and thinks it's unfair of me to have agreed to cook just to take it back last minute. I said I'd be okay to help with the kids' food once I come back from work, but he needed to do the rest. He doesn't want to and even threatened to cancel the whole thing if I wasn't cooking. Am I the there? Should I be the one cooking still, as I was supposed to cook from the beginning? Or is it only fair that he cooks for the additional 11 people he invited? He doesn't want to and even threatened to cancel the whole thing if I wasn't cooking. Sounds like a plan to me. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Also, I'd be super annoyed if a couple invited us to dinner, then all of a sudden it was a huge group, including kids. That just changed the vibe. Threatening to cancel. Girl. At this point he should either cancel, cook himself, order food for everyone. He invited more people after you told him not to do that anymore without checking in with you first. That was deliberate. He wanted to show you who's in control, and now he's trying to make you think you're the one being difficult. If I were you, I wouldn't come home after work. I'd go out to eat somewhere by myself or with friends and spend a nice evening while I reevaluate my relationship. Clearly not the asshole. Not the asshole. Tell him, oh, well, I guess it's cancelled then. Do not cook. Don't do the kids' meals. Heck. Don't even stop working at 4. He's either going to cancel and blame you or try and wait you out. People will show up. Nothing will be ready and he'll try to guilt you into cooking. Come on. The kids are hungry. Guaranteed. Not the asshole. On top of that, it's disrespectful to the original couple invited. An adults-only double date at someone's home is a lot different than jumping into a full-fledged party with 15 people you don't know and multiple children running around. Not the asshole. He's not considering the work involved cooking for all these extra people. So let him learn. He threatened to cancel. Sounds good. Call his bluff. He sucks. It's clearly a big deal to cook for 11 people, or else he'd be okay doing it. He can also choose to order food and serve it buffet style. Not the asshole, and you know it. Not the asshole, the person who adds 11 people to the count without letting their partner, the cook, know ahead of time needs to do all the cooking. The BF is a total AH. Not the asshole, let him cancel it. Or he can learn how difficult it is to cook for 15 people. Not the asshole. This is entirely his party. His threat of cancelling is the only idea that seems to work. Not the asshole, 4 adults versus 10 adults and 5 children. I have cooked for literally thousands of people at once, and I would look at this request and cook everyone dino nuggets and tater tots if I cooked at all. This was an unreasonable ask, and your boyfriend needs to understand that in no uncertain terms. Not the asshole. You agreed to cook for 4 adults. Not 15 people including picky children that require a different menu. Either he cooks, or you will cook the original menu but only enough for the original 4. The others can watch you eat or divvy up boyfriend's portion. Not the asshole. It's crazy to me that he doesn't realize how different it is cooking for 15 versus 4. Not the asshole, let him cancel it. Turns out he only likes hosting when he's got a free catering service to do unpaid labor. If it's too much work for him to cook for that giant crowd, why is it not too much to expect you to do it? Not the asshole. He's absolutely an asshole for inviting more people than you agreed on, unilaterally, and expecting to not have to help. They're his guests, not yours. He can cook, especially since he has more time to do so. Or let him cancel. You've got a really selfish and lazy BF. If he were the one cooking, he wouldn't have invited extra people. This is a red flag. How are you expected to cook for that many when you finish at 4 and he isn't going to help at all, even though he has a free afternoon? Major R move on his part, let him cancel it. Stand your ground. Not the asshole. He invited guests who are expecting only you and your husband. Then he went on to include a couple with 3 children. Did he warn the first couple? They might not even want to attend knowing that. I think he needs to give them a heads up, and yes, he needs to be involved in the cooking. Cooking for 4 vs cooking for 9 is going to be a whole different meal than what was planned. Not the asshole. Take him up on the offer of cancelling the whole thing. Maybe next time he'll consider before volunteering someone else's labor. Not the asshole. Let him cancel it. Not the asshole. This is so ridiculous. Tell him to get hot dogs and hamburgers. Because he has a cookout number of people coming to the party he planned. You're not in any way responsible for feeding 15 people after working all day. His FCK up. He needs to find out. Not the asshole. He's piling all sorts of work on you without the courtesy of asking you first. If it is important to him to entertain 15 people instead of 4, he can coordinate and do the extra work. I would tell him he either cooks or cancels everyone but the original 2 who you agreed to invite. He is a complete jerk to dump this on you. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Being willing to help at all is generous of you. I'd be telling him you'll be arriving at exactly the time that the party starts and he can be responsible for everything including cleanup. He expected to be able to take advantage of you, and you should make it clear that won't fly. Yes. Ask him to cancel. He is the one who invited these extra people. He will look foolish. Keep the plans with the 2 others you made as is. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Let him cancel. Not the asshole. Cancelled sounds good to me. Oh no, he'll cancel the event that he kept changing the number of people of until the last minute. Unless you cook for a small army. Whatever will do as you head off into the sunset to get dinner for 1 at a nice place. Not the asshole.